If you are worried about robots taking over your tomorrow, forget it. They are already here in increasing numbers and applications day by day. So the question is, are robots bringing utopia or dystopia? Hi, I'm Rex Rogers, and this is episode number 220 of Discerning What is Best, a podcast applying unchanging biblical principles in a rapidly changing world and a Christian worldview to current issues and everyday life. While we've lived our lives, a robotics revolution has taken place around us. The robotics revolution has profoundly transformed human life, ushering in an era where intelligent machines increasingly mediate our relationships, labor, and liberties. From caregiving robots in homes to autonomous drones in warfare, the integration of robotics into daily life has raised complex ethical, social, and philosophical questions. At a spectacular event orchestrated by Elon Musk, the world's richest man, Optimus, a humanoid robot, walked gingerly onto the stage, waved to the crowd, and performed a few primitive dance moves, accompanied by a light show and techno music. Musk claimed that within a few years, Optimus would adopt many of the tasks currently undertaken by human hands and minds. He even said this means a future of abundance, a future where there is no poverty, where you can have whatever you want. As Optimus illustrates, robots are increasingly leaving the realm of science fiction and entering our lives. They are constructing cars, ferrying parcels in warehouses, assisting in precision surgery, and animating cute toys. Robotics devices that draw on artificial intelligence, AI, such as Amazon's Alexa and Google Home, amuse our children and operate the heating and lighting systems in our houses. There are even robotic dogs working in hazardous environments, such as offshore drilling platforms. One of the most emotionally charged aspects of this revolution lies in the rise of robots within families. Social robots, designed to comfort the elderly, entertain children, or assist with household tasks, are blurring the boundaries between tool and companion. Now, while these machines can alleviate loneliness and provide support, they also challenge traditional understandings of intimacy. Can emotional bonds with machines be considered authentic? Or do they mask the human need for genuine connection with algorithmic facsimiles of empathy? AI is rapidly reshaping American postmodern culture by transforming how we create, communicate, and understand identity. Postmodernism, with its skepticism toward grand narratives and emphasis on fragmented realities, finds a new expression in AI's ability to blur boundaries between human and machine, fact and fiction. AI-generated art, music, and writing challenge traditional notions of authorship and creativity, raising questions about originality and authenticity in a culture already comfortable with pastiche and remix. Moreover, AI-driven social media algorithms amplify personalized realities, reinforcing echo chambers and fragmenting collective experiences. This intensifies postmodern themes of relativism and hyperreality, where perceptions of truth become increasingly mediated by technology. It's a cultural moment defined by both innovation and profound uncertainty. Transhumanism, the belief in enhancing the human condition through technology, is another frontier reshaped by robotics. Neural implants, prosthetic limbs, and human-machine interfaces suggest a future where human identity may be hybridized. While such technologies promise liberation from bodily limitations, they raise questions about what it means to be fully human. AI and robotics are rapidly merging to revolutionize human-robot intimacy, there's that word again, magnifying availability, realism, and moral ambiguity in profound ways. Advanced robotics now enable lifelike sex robots with realistic touch, movement, and facial expressions, while AI powers these machines with conversational abilities and adaptive behaviors. This fusion creates an unprecedented level of, for want of a better term, intimacy with machines that can respond emotionally and even physically, making human-robot sexual experiences more immersive and accessible than ever. The increased availability of such robots challenges religious values and traditional moral concerns around sexuality, companionship, and relationships. Now, here's a weird question. Can a robot truly consent to anything, including sexuality? Or does its programming reduce its responses, including so-called intimacy, to mere simulation? Clearly, this blurs boundaries between human connection and artificial interaction, prompting profound religious and psychological questions about authenticity and emotional fulfillment. Moreover, the moral ambiguity deepens as sex robots become more diverse, including intentionally childlike or non-human forms, raising fears of reinforcing harmful behaviors or distorting social attitudes toward consent and agency. Now, simultaneously, the robotics revolution has intensified systems of mass surveillance, policing technologies, facial recognition drones, and AI-assisted monitoring increasingly tracks human behavior in public and private spaces. This is now happening in America, not just totalitarian China. These tools are often deployed under the guise of safety, but they carry profound implications for individual freedom and autonomy. The very presence of robotic watchers can chill dissent and normalize a culture of constant observation. The intersection of robotics and apocalyptic thought has stirred theological and philosophical anxieties, especially within interpretations of the biblical end times. For some, advanced robotics and artificial intelligence represent the rise of a technological beast, a creation that could surpass and even replace humanity, echoing prophetic comments from the book of Revelation about false idols and systems of control. The image of machines endowed with intelligence, autonomy, and power raises fears of looming judgment day not from divine wrath, but from our own inventions. In this view, a technological apocalypse isn't just science fiction. It's the culmination of human pride and overreach, a modern Tower of Babel, if you will, built from code and silicon. Autonomous weapons, surveillance states, and AI-driven deception could fulfill dystopian prophecies of mass control and spiritual deception. The robot becomes both a tool and a test. Will humanity use its power for justice or for domination? Yet others see hope. The robotics might serve as instruments of healing, caretaking. Whether seen as arbingers of doom or tools of redemption, robots force a reckoning. Then the rise of intelligent machines may reveal as much about human nature as about destiny. In essence, the robotics revolution is not just a technological shift. It is a deeply human one. It challenges us to think about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. As Dr. John Wyatt notes, the Christian faith teaches us that each one of us is a person created as a unique reflection and physical representation of the invisible God. We are known, loved, and even named from before the foundation of the world. We are called into existence and formed in our mother's womb, woven into a network of human relationships, and called into intimate communion with our Creator. We are given the dignity of freedom and are accountable for our choices and actions. We are also offered the opportunity to be a temple of the Holy Spirit, destined ultimately to participate in the consummation of all things in the new creation. It's clear that human-machine relationships raise complex ethical, social, and philosophical issues. For all the brilliance of the engineering, you can't help feeling that the Optimus robot is a long way off from the real thing. And one thing we know, the future belongs not to robotic utopia or dystopia, but to the Lord. Well, we'll see you again soon. This podcast is about discerning what is best. If you find this thought-provoking and helpful, follow us on your favorite podcast platform. For more Christian commentaries, see my website, REXM as in Martin, it's rexmrogers.com, or check my YouTube channel at Dr. Rex Rogers. And remember, it is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm.